invited Venerable Upeka to see whether she would be inspired to dedicate her walk together with Venerable Kantika to raise some funds to empower Buddhist women. The first project that we are going to support is Buddhist women in Sri Lanka. So can you please share with us what inspires you to support Buddhist women?
First of all, I became a nun without it was handed to me on a platter.
Right.
Both of us.
Yes.
We walked into a monastery that was mostly built.
Mm-hmm.
There was an incredible amount of support already for Dhammasara, and the support of the Bhikkhu Sangha. We grew up in a beautiful forest,
Right.
surrounded by extraordinary support from the lay community.
Yes.
And after being in the monastery for many years, I got the opportunity to travel.
Mm-hmm.
I realized most women, most nuns struggle just to prove their existence. And the support that we were handed on a platter is just not available to the vast majority of women in this world.
Right.
And just out of a sense of just overwhelming gratitude of how much we have received, it is only natural to whatever opportunity we have to support another to walk the path that you just do it.
And you want to give back
Yes.
and support others.
Yes.
Especially in our time, I think both of us have been in monastic life for over 15 years, and we've met and spoken to so many women from around the world who want to also live either as monastics or even have that opportunity to practice in seclusion. So I too have been very inspired to be able to make more such places and spaces for women to practice and live this beautiful path described by the Buddha to its entirety. So to provide that mutual opportunity for women, and also that mutual respect. So equal opportunity, mutual respect is beautiful. So I was very inspired when Ajahn Brahmali initiated this project in Sri Lanka. And thank you so much, Venerable Upeka, for really dedicating this walk, which is the first of hopefully a series of various events that we will do to raise awareness and raise funds to empower Buddhist women, I would say in the whole world, beginning with a project in Sri Lanka. Thank you very much for joining us in our journey and our endeavor to support women in Buddhism.
And this is Ajahn Brahmali here, just going to speak to you a little bit about a new training center for Buddhist women that we are trying to establish in Sri Lanka. One of the interesting things about Sri Lanka when you go there is to see the strengths of the Buddhist women's community, including the nuns. It is quite remarkable what they have been able to realize over the years. But one of the downsides is that even though there are many nuns and many Buddhist women practicing very good ways, often the training is lacking. Too often there's not the required training in understanding for example, the monastic rules and these sort of things. There's also often a lack of training in the suttas, the early Buddhist texts, etc., etc. And there's also a lack of good facilities for women to train in here, like something that is secluded, something that is peaceful, something that gives the appropriate support for the female practitioners. And so what we are trying to do now is to establish a new training center in Sri Lanka for Buddhist women that has all of these qualities. We have already on the ground in Sri Lanka a large number of people who are inspired by the Buddhist Society of Western Australia and who are very close to Ajahn Brahm. So Ajahn Brahm is also part of this project. So they are on the ground. We have a a nun in Sri Lanka who is spearheading this, who is in charge of this project from the Sri Lankan point of view. And then we have in Australia Venerable Karunika from Santi Monastery, Venerable Hasapanya from Dhammasara, and myself, who are like a monastic consultative committee, and then also Ajahn Brahm in the background, kind of supporting this entire thing here. And of course, one of the things that is required when you start something like this is a degree of fundraising to make this possible. So if you have the ability to support this project and you feel inspired by this idea of supporting Buddhist women in Sri Lanka, but also really around the world ultimately as well, if you feel ready for that and you want to be part of this, this is a wonderful opportunity to support us and to support this project.